Oh, it's the big one today. It's finally here. We have got... Oh, look at... Woo. Oh my God, we have the Christmas box. Look at this. Got the Iron Halo Strike Force. And oh my God, I can't put into words how excited I am for this. Mainly, if I'm going to be completely honest, these two big boys, oh my God, I've been dying for a Dreadnought for ages. But you get so much else in this box. It's unbelievable. So what we're going to do today is our usual new box jam. We'll crack this open, take a look at all of the goodies inside, all the wonderful plastic crack and extra bits you get. Like I think you get all of the new Space Marine heads, which look incredible. And then we'll also build up a model from it, paint it start to finish, and have a little review of the box and the model. So let's just get stuck in. Oh, and here we are, the Iron Halo Strike Force, the Christmas box. Man, I am so unbelievably excited for this. And you know it's going to be a good one when I've got the camera on a tripod off the desk. Normally I have this like arm here. There we go. Normally the camera's attached here for like a top-down view, but this boy's too big. I need the aerial shot to get everything in focus and in frame. Oh my God, so let's just pop this open and then see what we got inside. Oh my God, I've only seen a little bit, but oh my days. Oh, my desk isn't even big enough. Oh my God, okay, is there anything in the box? No, that's it. I will say, a really minor thing, this is some thick cardboard, you know, this is strong and sturdy. Not like the normal flimsy combat patrols I get. So, where do we even begin with all this stuff? Wow, look at it all. There's so many books. Oh my God, there's a book for every unit. Okay, hold on, so let's gather them all up and flick through them one at a time. Cool, so we've got the new Space Marine heads. This is just, okay, just a number for each head. Don't know how that's relevant, because normally you just pick a one you like to use, right? But yeah, here's the Stone Guard Veteran book, just bog standard, just how to build all the stuff. Nothing special here, some data cards on the back. Then yeah, the same for the rest. So we've got the Hellblaster Squad, which I think I might build up one of these, just because it's like a fairly straightforward and simple, but a little extra pizzazz that I haven't normally done before with these big, huge weapons. Then we've got, oh my God, the one I'm so excited for, the Redempted Dreadnought. This is honestly, this has been my dream model since I got into the hobby, so I'm so excited for in the future to crack on with this. Oh, yeah, look at that. Then got the Blister Dreadnought and the Company of Heroes. So, nice good spread of units, some two big vehicles, some squads, and then some characters. I guess that's what the Company of Heroes are. Cool, so there are all the books. Let's go through the sprues. I'll just move the box to one side just so we can properly look at them. So we've got here, yeah, I'm assuming this is the Dreadnought stuff. My God, look at the size of all these bits. Like, what are these? This gun's bigger than like, let me grab, I don't know, this is just like a Space Wolf I painted recently. Like, the gun is like twice the size of like a Space Wolf. That's obscene. Oh, I can't wait to get stuck into that at some point. Then what have we got here? Yeah, just some more Dreadnought bits, looking good. So that's 1, 2, 3. I love also, what is this? Yeah, there's some rocks in this. I'm guessing it's this like lieutenant guy in the middle for the Company Heroes. That's what this sprue's for. Some nice dinky sprues there. Some more Dreadnought sprues, just big, huge, chunky vehicle bits. Again, I am chomping at the bit to get stuck into those, but I'll have to wait for the future. This is, yeah, I'm assuming like more Company Hero stuff because there's like a banner and all sorts here. Maybe the Stone Guard veterans. Yeah, sorry, because the Stone Guard veteran captain I think has got a banner. Yeah, this dude. So yeah, maybe this is the Stone Guard veteran squad actually. Yeah, with the big fancy shoulder pads, looking cool there. Then, oh my God, look at this. It's just waves and waves of like infantry sprues. So let's grab all these. I love stuff like this where it's just like rows and rows of legs and shoulder pads. This is looking cool. Yeah, these would be the Hellblasters, I guess, because they've got the gun. I don't know what this is, but the power cable for like the big gun. Put that in the big pile. And then more, what's this for? Yeah, this would be the Company Heroes dude with the huge banner. That looks unbelievable, wow. I don't even know what I'm going to do with that. That's a problem for future Paul. And yeah, just some more like infantry sprues. Pretty standard stuff. And then the mother of all bases. Look at these boys. Oh my God. 2 huge Dreadnought discs. Cool, yeah, and these are the new Space Marine head sprues. It's all the lovely new heads, the Spartan Ultramarine sort of helmets, and loads of new faces. Looking good, yeah, I like the look at these. These are quite cool. I really want to work on personally just improving like my painting of faces. So that'll be good for that, just to work on face paintings. And what is this? Just some flimsy bit of paper for the lieutenant. What the hell? It's literally just is it like a blister pack or something? They've just sort of not folded and give it. That's quite funny, especially when you compare it to like all these huge booklets you get and the giant massive sprues. They've just thrown this like papery little build instructions in. Cool, so there's all the build instructions you get, all the sprues, and you also get, sorry, just a couple of sheets as well, like transfer sheets for vehicles, bits and bobs. So yeah, that's everything in the box. Just a mountain of sprues, like, oh my God, this is one of my favourite things in the hobby. Just the big, huge handful of sprues, just a nice weighty amount. Yeah, this is good. I'm keen to get stuck in. So, like I mentioned at the start, we'll actually build up and paint a full model from start to finish as well. Trying to dip our toes in a little bit. And I am thinking, yeah, so the Dreadnoughts I want to save for like their own video because I've got some big plans for these and it's going to be a huge project I want to properly enjoy. So that just leaves the Hellblaster squad, which I think will be perfect for this video, just because they shouldn't take too long, you know. They're quite a cool, small, manageable thing. So what we'll do is we'll pack all this away, return to our normal setup, and then we can quickly build up one of these Hellblasters and get painting. So that's it. No more talking or unboxing. Let's just get stuck straight in. So start off with the body and the legs, and then we can start assembling a gun, I think. Yeah, let's go. Right, so there's what we got so far. We've got the body, the backpack, and I built his big gun up. Also, I forgot to mention what we're going to be painting him as. It'll be a Black Templar. That's my main army. That's what I've been building up. If you watched one of my previous videos, you know I've just finished my 1,000 point Black Templar army, and I want to build that up to 2k. So all of these models will be Black Templar, including those 2 Dreadnoughts. So yeah, if you're keen to see them, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. But carrying on with these, so like I mentioned, we've done all these little bits. I'm going to leave these off as sub-assemblies. In fact, a lot of stuff is going to be left off as sub-assemblies, just because I personally prefer working with lots of little individual pieces and whatnot. But next up, we have got the backpack that attaches to it, and then also his hand, which we're going to do a little gun. So yeah, we'll just grab all these backpack pieces, try and connect him, grab an arm, some shoulder pads, and yeah, that should be it. Cool, and here we are, all the little pieces we need for our model, all clipped off and ready to be primed. Like I mentioned, I do get a little bit mental with the sub-assemblies, but that's just personally how I prefer to build models. I like taking them one step at a time, being able to like fully paint like an arm and just move it to one side and be like, yeah, cool, that's done. Plus I really like getting in all those nooks and crannies and like getting all the details really clean. I did actually clip off some special Black Templar shoulders from the upgrade sprue that I've got lying around. So just because I thought, you know, this guy's going to be a lieutenant, something a little bit special. I gave him these big fancy Black Templar shoulder pads. So yeah, we'll do that for him. And then I think that was it. Oh, I took this head. This was from the new upgrade, the new head sprue that came in this box. I think it was number 30 if you're following along at home. So yeah, just thought I might as well make use of that while we got it. Got his cool gas mask on. So now we can get to the fun part. We can prime him up and start painting him. So I'm going to stick with my normal colour-forward matte white spray. I just like the way this looks with the 3-stage armour recipe we've got going on. So yeah, we're going to crack this on and then we can start on the armour. And what that is, if you've not seen it before, is just a layer of Black Templar contrast over all of the armour panels. Then we dry brush some grey. I really like these blue highlights for my Black Templars. I think it really pops and stands out quite nice. So heavily dry brush that all over to catch all the edges and whatnot. And then finally, after we've done all that, we kind of just bring it all in together with some Nuln oil and some nice like depth and some real dark, gritty, oily look to it, and kind of like brings in some of that dry brushing. And that's pretty much the full armour process for my Black Templar recipe. Just, yeah, those 3 colours. But yeah, just a nice dark, metallic, heavy, industrial sort of black with some of these like nice blue rust grey highlights popping through. So now that we've got that out of the way, done all the ground and the base work, now we can get on to the fun and exciting stuff, and I'm just going straight to it. Like, I want to paint this massive, huge plasma gun. It looks so cool. I'm dying to put some paint on it and get stuck in. So we'll start off with this thing. And then, because, yeah, Black Templar, I think we'll just stick with the same sort of recipe colour scheme we've got for most of our weapons, which is like an array of reds. So we'll start off with like Khorne reds and then do some highlights of like Mephiston and Evil Sunz. And there's some silver bits on there. And what I've liked recently with silver, I've liked doing a base of Vallejo gunmetal, nice and dark, and then doing some highlights of this AK, what is it, oily steel? Yeah, oily steel. Sweet, and that's the casing of the gun done, all the reds and the silvers, and yeah, looking really, really good. I'm really happy with some of these highlights, you know, because, well, actually, I almost messed them up because I forgot that when he puts it on, it's like this, right? So it's on his arm upright. So all of these spot highlights and the Evil Sunz and Troll Slayer should have been this way up. I almost like kind of had it like this, like he's holding it down. But no, looking all good. One thing I will say though is I think I messed up on this. Where's the paintbrush actually? I think I put either too much Khorne red or I didn't water it down enough, but there's like a line just here that separates the top half and the bottom half. I think it was even worse on this side. But yeah, it was like here. I think I put too much paint or like didn't water it down enough because it proper covered up some of the detail. It just looked like a big blotch of just like red. Drowned out some of those defined lines, but I think I managed to save it a little bit with some highlights. Like I overemphasized it with some highlights to try and bring it back up, if that makes sense. I'd be keen to do some more of these in the future. Like I'm excited to get on with the rest of the squad, just because yeah, I think now that more that I look at it, actually, yeah, that sort of like heavy layers of Khorne red haven't like sat too well and kind of gummed up some bits. So that's a bit of a shame, but you live and you learn. So next up is the fun part. It's the Coil, and I'm proper excited for this, just because I went out and even bought some new colours for it. There was some nice bright, bold blues and teals to try and make this real popping, vibrant plasma coil. So what are we doing? Incubi Darkness, and then I think some White Scar. I think these are the ones we're going for. Yeah, so we're going to do a base of Incubi Darkness over all of it, and then we're going to highlight the coils with some Sotek green. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. It's a brand new paint pot, so keen to cut this open, have a look inside. There's similarly another new colour that we're going to use to highlight just the very tops and the very ridges of the coil. Is, what is this? Ahriman blue? Ahriman blue? Ahriman blue? Either or. So yeah, go base of Incubi Darkness and then sort of highlight the coils with these two colours, and then we'll just dust it off with a couple of spot highlights of White Scar just across the side. Cool, so there's some of the plasma coils, and I'm going to be honest, I think it's a little bit too dark, you know. I'm not really a massive fan of that. Like, yeah, I think it's the Incubi Darkness is a little bit too dark. If we grab the paints, yeah, this was the base, and it might just be a bit too much. And also, I think these two, they're almost the same colour. They're so similar, so maybe yeah, there's not enough distinction. So what I might do quickly is just go over it with some different colours, some more like bolder blues. What I'm thinking is maybe even just try Macragge for the base, just because that is pretty like in your face blue. Then still layer one of these two on top of it. Probably this Ahriman blue, just because it's a teensy tiny bit brighter. Then I might even go like really bright for these spot highlights. It's normally like 3 layers, right? Normally like the base, the coils, and then some highlight the coils. So yeah, I'll do these two for the base and the coils, and then I might even crack out even Blue Horror or Calgar blue. We'll try Blue Horror, I think. Yeah, just try some real stark. Yeah, look at that. Like they are 3 completely different colours. So maybe yeah, just try like a bolder blue and some more stark differences. Just try that again. Yeah, there we go, that's looking much better. I definitely prefer that Macragge blue sort of vibe. It's a lot brighter and bolder. Not the best looking plasma in the world, but I've only done like 2 or 3 of these before, so it's not my strongest point, and it's definitely something to work on, and luckily I've got like 4 of the guys to get through, so yeah, it'd be good to crack through with them and try and like develop a better plasma recipe and get better of those. But I'm really happy with how it's looking. Also stippled a little bit of Macragge blue and Fenrisian grey with the dry brush just around the edges to try and get some sort of like glow effect. It was looking okay, nice and subtle, like small. I just wanted to be a bit safer with it. I didn't want to go wild and like put loads all over and like potentially ruin it. No, really happy with that, looking quite good. I did also just try and paint some on this front bit here. There's some vents I've seen in pictures that sort of the plasma-y, coloury, like sort of power glow comes out of there as well. So just with the brush tried to put a little bit on there. I like it, it's looking quite cool. Again, yeah, just try to be a little bit safe with it, not going too wild. I have seen people, like I guess if he's meant to be like this, right? Like on his arm, I've seen people sort of dry brush the colours of the plasma on the armour as well, like sort of, was it OSL, object source lighting? Maybe I might try that. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. I might, yeah, when we get to the end and it's time to build it, I might look into trying that. But for the most part, that's this thing done. Like that's the whole gun. Looking really good. Really happy with that, you know? Yeah, I just need to paint this plasma coil. This coil, is it red or yellow? I don't know. I'll try and find out what colour this is meant to be. And then there's a torch on the front as well. So just like 1 or 2 tiny little details I'll do just off camera quickly. But yeah, happy with that. I can consider that done. So yeah, we'll consider that pretty much done once I've just quickly done those little details off camera. That was a big chunky thing. So I guess what I might do now is just move on to some quick little wins. I'll just quickly bash out the gun, which will just be black, silver, and then a couple of like greys for edge highlighting. Then also do this backpack just because it's part of the whole gun system. I think these are almost these silvers for these like big chunky power nose and stuff. Right, so that's all of the Hellblaster unique stuff, like the plasma coil on the gun, the cables, this fancy backpack, and yeah, it's looking real good so far. I should apologise though, I said I was just going to do the cable red off camera, but as you can see, I got a little bit carried away. I ended up putting like Incubi darkness, Sotek green, basically the colours I originally put on the coil. I tried to do like a dark plasma coil power cable kind of situation, almost like it's like a dark blue feeding into the bright blue of the plasma coil on the gun. I could add in stuff to it, I got a bit out of hand basically. I put on like, what was that, Fenrisian grey, blue horror highlights, and it just got all over the place. And I even ended up just slapping Tyran blue just over it all to kind of bring it in. So yeah, I should apologise because that was like a lot of painting I just didn't include, because originally I was just going to slap red on it, but then I thought, the red gun, the red cable might be a bit much. So yeah, I got a little bit out of hand with the power cable. But it's looking good, and also on the backpack, which I really like. And one thing just on the backpack is I've put a transfer on the back of it, so it's got like a little Templar cross to make it a little bit more Templar-y, because it looks great. And I do need to use transfers more, I think. Like it's something that like I see everyone use really well, and it makes models look better. I just don't know where to place them and stuff. So I think going forward in this video and in some future ones, maybe we'll try and focus on transfers a bit more. But really happy with what we've got so far. We can even move all this stuff out of the way because it's done. Basically all we've got left is just some shoulder pads and some details on the torso. So I guess what I'll do next is this torso, just to, so it's kind of big chunky things. Once I finish that, I can just put it to one side and I've got a couple little details and the base. So yeah, let's crack on with the body. Sweet, and that's all the torso done. There's not actually a lot like going on here, to be fair. It is just the Aquila, the belt, and then the armour ribbons, which I just fill those in with Basilicon and grey just to give them some colour. So yeah, looking good. I like it. Nice and really flushing out now. Although there is a tiny little spillage just there. Yeah, look at that. Overlapping, which is annoying. But hopefully, like, maybe once we add, like, a gun and a shoulder pad, it might, like, maybe it will cover it up a little bit. But speaking of, we are going to move on to the shoulder pads next, because that's pretty much the only thing left. This little cork we've got here. We've got the face, which we'll do afterwards, and these shoulder pads. And I'm keen to do these just because they're like the fancy Black Templar ones from the upgrade sprue, not just the plain shoulder pads that this dude should have. So yeah, we'll just fill in probably this big section white, and then leave that middle circle black, and then do red on everything else. Right, if this is your first time watching the channel, I promise there's not always like this. If this is the first hobby home mod video you've watched and you're like, why is this man so indecisive, and why are all of his videos a car crash? Why doesn't he plan out his paints in advance and if he would avoid this? But I've put the red on this and I don't really like it. You know, I'm not a massive fan of the red and the white. I haven't even put the red on the star yet, or the cross, sorry, but like, I can already tell, like, I'm not going to like it on there either. Something about the red and the white, just, I don't know, doesn't sit right. I think if it was, that little circle wasn't in the middle and it was just the cross maybe, but I don't know. And also I've kind of like put it against the arms. Not this one, sorry, this one. Yeah, I've tried putting it like pretending it's on. I'm like, actually, I don't like the way it sits next to the gun. So again, we're going to take what we've done and just kind of paint over it because I don't really like the way it looks. Like I said, this isn't always like this, I promise. I just want to try a couple new different things this video, and although I didn't like either of them and I ended up changing it anyway, I still think it's good to try new stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slap some black on the trim, and then I also, in my flurry of like, oh, I don't really know what to do with these shoulders, I did actually find a reference picture online of just these, like, from, yeah, like what they should look like. And yeah, I quite like that actually. I like the idea of the black trim and black cross, and then maybe, yeah, that looks like Balthazar? Maybe, what's the other one I've got? Rune Lord Brass? Yeah, so maybe I'll try this, see what this looks like. Yeah, that already looks much better, and I haven't even added like the highlights or some of the silver bolts and stuff, so yeah. That much better than that. So yeah, let's what do I need to do? Oh, highlights, I just mentioned it. Yeah, cool. So we'll do the highlights on this. It will probably just be the same blue highlights. I'll do like rust grey and Fenrisian grey, and then also like finish up this one, probably this one off camera. You don't need to see me do it twice. And then we can try and make this head work as well. So there's all this sort of armour gas mask stuff. So I've done like the Black Templar rust grey kind of mix. The same thing we've done on the armour basically, and then a little bit of silver, and also chucked some Rakkar flesh on the face. Yeah. So what we need to do now is just need to shade the face down with some Reikland flesh shade and pick a hair colour. I'm not really sure what to go with, just because I've done quite a light face with the Rakkar flesh. I'm thinking of like a dark brown hair. So either Skeleton Horde, Cygor Brown, or is it Aros Dune? And there's a little face done. Yeah, not my best face in the world, but I like to keep them nice and simple, to be fair. Like, I'm not that great with faces, and yeah, I just try to keep them just basic, like 1 or 2 colours and some shades, and I always try to do the eyes, and then they always turn out terribly, and then I'm always like, next time I'll just leave it, but I can't help myself. But looking pretty okay. Kind of happy with that. I guess it's just like a head on the body. Won't be the main focal point and does the job. But speaking of doing the job, that's the whole job done, I think. So yeah, the backpack we finished off camera, all the weapons and the glowing plasma and the big backpack, and then the torso and the shoulders. Oh my god, yeah. So this model's actually done. What we'll do, quick before building him up though, one final little thing, just quickly bash out a base for him. So I've got these, there it is, this little base with some cork on top of it, so hopefully actually if we take him off he will look something like this, like he'll be standing on the rocks. What I want to do is, my normal like Black Templar muddy swamp base, I'll just put some mud, some grass and whatnot on here, and then through this middle bit I want to put some fake water, so like he's like a stream going between his legs. So yeah, he should be looking really good once this is done. So yeah, I guess the final bit to do is just do this base, build him up and see how it looks. And here he is, our first ever Black Templar Hellblaster. Oh yeah, look at that. What an incredible model. Oh, I'm so happy about this turned out. And just the model itself, like the Hellblaster, like gun, backpack, like stance, yeah. I absolutely love this. Oh, this is so good. Really happy with this. I just added a couple Templar bits to him. So like the skull relic back here, like a purity seal. Then I put some stuff on the base. I did, like I mentioned, the 2 rocks and the swampy look like we always do. But I put a ribbon in there and like another Black Templar relic, almost to simulate like a battlefield, like, you know, like he's standing above like some remnants of a fallen Templar brother, like he's in an active battlefield, he's like climbing over like the remains to try and get to the enemy that killed him and stuff. So just a couple little things to make the basin feel a bit more alive. And then yeah, some little Black Templar relics added on just at the end. These are all like pre-painted, I've got in a pot, so I just pulled them out and added them on. But yeah, absolutely love this guy, so cool. I guess if we focus on just the gun, because that's I guess the unique thing about these Hellblasters, and it's kind of one thing actually, just quickly to touch on what I love about Space Marines, is the base of them is the same, like the body, the legs, the shoulders, the head, all pretty much the same across all the models. But the one thing that sort of you get different for each squad is they're like that core plus one extra thing, and this thing is like the giant plasma gun. It's so cool. It's so over the size, so stupid. This massive backpack and the power cable, even if that power cable is just not glued, not 100% glued right. I think the issue is that I put these Black Templar shoulder pads on, which I love. They look so cool. Like, look at these huge Lieutenant shoulder pads. But because they're a little bit too big, they pushed the backpack out a bit, and this was a bit awkward to line up. But that is a price I'm willing to pay for these cool shoulder pads. But yeah, I love this huge gun. Like, I love like the blue power cable. Even if I was sort of messing around a bit loads, I do like how it turned out. Like a nice sort of bright blue power cable leading into this blue plasma coil gun. I do like the the sort of glowy dry brush effect. Kind of looks alright, you know. It's just really, really minor. I'd like to, and I think I will for the next 4 I do, really try and hammer home that OSL glow. Because I was thinking I could have dry brushed some Macragge, Calgar and Blue Horror like around here to like do some OSL glowing, but this thing's taken a lot longer than I wanted it to do. And I feel like I'm really happy with how it looks, so I don't want to mess it up. But no, I'm really happy with how that sort of plasma glow turned out, this huge red gun. Actually, a minor thing, I really like this just here. Like the extra glow on the end, you know, like I saw it on the box art. I thought, you know, I'll give it a try, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then yeah, just all the other stuff as well, like the big backpacks looks really good. I'm really happy with these Black Templar shoulder pads, and then the Aquila, the face, and everything looking really good. One or two like minor things. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's like blue tack or like where I've chipped the paint. Similarly on the arm here, there's like 1 or 2 little things I could fix up, and I probably will off camera after this. I'll probably just like put some Black Templar over and touch them up. There's a tiny smudge on the Aquila, but they're really, really minor things. But it is quite nice to be at that point now where I'm not looking at whole areas. So I'm like, oh, this whole thing looks awful. Let's redo it. It's just like all this minor thing I need to improve on. So it's really, really good. I'd only make a couple little improvements, maybe some extra highlights here and there, but I might do that later. But overall, it's such a cool looking model, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. And yeah, keen to get stuck in for the rest of the box. Cool, so there's what's inside the Iron Halo Strike Force, and a nice little Hellblaster built up and painted, and yeah, I'm so excited to get stuck into this box. I'm really happy with the Hellblaster, it was really fun to paint, and now I'm looking at this box, and I'm like, oh, what more can I do? Like, obviously I bought it for the 2 Dreadnoughts, I'm going to be honest, so that was the main reason for these 2 boys. But I'm looking at some other stuff, and I'm like, we can do something interesting. So like, we've got the Stern Guard Veteran Squad, which I'll probably just leave and build as they are. Like, they look pretty cool. I don't know. I'll have a think about them, but they'll probably be them and the Hellblasters will probably be left like basic. But this Company Heroes squad, I've got some ideas, you know, because like, I don't know if I really want them. Like, they're kind of alright, they look like fine. They're not really like speaking to me. I'm like, oh, I need this in my army. Although I do absolutely love the dude with the banner. But what I'm thinking is maybe kit bashing these into something else. Like, this dude definitely looks like a Black Templar Marshal, like already. Like the stance and whatnot. But then I was also thinking, maybe we can do some Sword Brothers stuff. I don't know. That's what's going on at the minute in my mind. I'm getting all these ideas. Like, I'm seeing these. I'm like, oh, I could do all sorts of stuff. But definitely going to build up the Hellblaster squad, the Dreadnoughts, and the Stone Guard veterans as like Black Templar for my army. And yeah, I've been saying it for the past year now, because we've done this channel for a year, which is mental. A Dreadnought's been like top of my list, and I do definitely feel ready for one now. So I think it's the 20th of December today, my birthday. But it's also like Christmas, so like, oh, I've got some time off work. I might just finally get stuck into a Dreadnought and get it done. But yeah, I'm super, super excited. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, thank you for watching, and drop us a like and subscribe, and tune in next time. Bye!